feel grabbed by it. See, the thing is,
He wasn't touched.
He wasn't touched. He was
wasn't
trying
touched.
to recount the trauma of war. So that's kind of why it kept going in loops.
You know what book really I did like? A Confederacy of Dunces.
Oh, I agree.
It's an amazing book.
It's an amazing book.
Would you like to guys explain to the listeners what the fuck are we talking about here?
So basically, it's about like it's set in the 80s in Nolans, which is New Orleans for those who are not hip.
Okay, thank you.
For those who are not cultured.
Okay.
You know?
So it's about a idiot who thinks he's smart
Yes.
and the shenanigans that he gets into. One of his famous...
Is this a Shamsi autobiography or some shit?
if you squint, maybe.
Squint. Squint at the letters, huh?
I did relate to the guy, you know.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit,
But
sure.
he is an idiot, you
Yes.
know.
But it's your favorite book.
It's the funniest book I've read.
One of
Actually.
his his favorite phrases that he uses that...
Ma alek.
No. This city needs morality and geometry.
You would.
And what does that even mean? Like he thinks that's the point, is that this idiot thinks that this makes sense. That he says that this city needs more geometry.
Would you do me a favor and listen to number one?
Yes.
Would you please write Shamsi's book?
I was thinking about an interesting proposal to share with Shamsi.
Which is
Please do share.
co-authorship duties.
No.
Hell no.
Okay.
It's more of like a writing exercise just to get both of us in the mood.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay. Okay.
It's sort of like a really funny exercise where just we take turns writing 1,000 words and trying to complete the story completely blind to each other.
Okay.
Like it's like mad-libbing a story. Like I saw one of those online, and by the end it became so vindictive. Like the previous 1,000 words, like character X has died, and the next 1,000 words, they say no, it was actually his evil twin who died.
So you're writing a soap opera.
Basically,
Basically, yeah.
All right.
the idea is that you get writing.
No.
Okay.
The idea is that you
number
have no
one.
arc,
Yeah.
basically.
No.
You're a coward, Shamsi.
With that being said,
I refuse. I refuse this.
You're a coward.
Exercise that will go nowhere and end up in nothing.
You're writing more, Shamsi. That is the point.
خلوه
hey, welcome back to Kabsa. It's your boy Adam. What's happening? What's popping? Episode 146. It's Thursday, and Thursday we got questions with the listeners and viewers. Shout out to our tens and tens of listeners. Shout out to our tens and tens of viewers. I got the homie Turks right behind me.
Yo.
I got Shams right next to me.
Hey.
And as always, we got listener number one sitting in the restaurant.
What's up?
Shout out to listener number one. But there was someone today demanded for a number.
Demanded what?
Demanded also to get a number.
Oh,
You want me to read you the message?
go ahead.
Well, I'm not gonna get out.
I
of
am-
here. I might not come
I
back
am-
here again.
I
But
am the official fan number keeper, listener
Yes.
number keeper.
she said she demands a number, and she wants the number 7 or 7.5, not 7.5, 7.5. So I said no. The reason he's listener number one is for a specific reason, and then she said, "Okay, what happened to Champs in 7th grade?"
I'm guessing the fact that she wants the number 7 was like, kind of. a hint
Look,
of
she
it.
was close.
Yeah.
Champs in 7th grade.
Yeah.
Let's
That's the
get number 7.
Okay. Did she?
Mm.
Okay. Did he or she think that?
First off, thee. Yeah,
Yes.
thee.
Yes.
See, that's the new
It's
pronoun.
a thee.
Yeah, that's the new pronoun.
Yeah. Gender neutral.
Exactly.
We're good.
Thee.
Did they believe that they would you would fall into this trap?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
They didn't know.
They have no idea that I'm so scared to tell that story.
didn't know.
Didn't know. Stop asking me, y'all. I can't tell you the story. He has to tell you.
You'll hear
One
from
day,
the last
one day.
episode.
One day.
One day we'll break him.
Did it
Yo,
happen?
context.
Yo, never gonna happen.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh shit!
Ooh.
Oh,
Shall we?
freaking Turks! Freaking Turks, yo. Today we have bucket hat Turks back.
Oh yeah. I'm trying to ignore that now. Just,
Yeah, shout out to the bucket hat.
Mm.
I always start with the usual sauce of mango.
Mhm.
Shout out to Sauce of Mango. If you guys do not know, Sauce of Mango is a book. You can search their Instagram, Sauce of Mango.
Mm-hmm. And the
homie
book
sad.
sends us questions.
Yes.
Your book
The
sends
book
question.
sends us questions.
Oh,
It's possessed.
ducks. Exactly.
Oh my god. Anyway, who'd you rather be? Your Airbnb host,
Okay.
a nosy feminist cow,
Okay.
or a loud breathing, lingering dog?
Are we sure a
Whoa.
nosy feminist cow is an animal in this context?
Okay. Chefs got stuck. Chefs got stuck.
No, wait.
Save him. Save him.
Where does the Airbnb host come in here?
Hey, man.
That's your Airbnb host. Choose one.
Oh, okay. That's my.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I'll go for the dog.
You got
I gotta go for the dog.
Yeah, because the amount of shit you're going to do in that Airbnb.
I mean, I'm just saying, dog's gonna be friendly.
No, one's nosy and one's
Supposedly.
lingering. But either way.
Like, you know, like dogs are always friendly, right? That's the thing about dogs.
Yes. Not
That's-
always, but
I'm,
yes.
I'm not sure about the temperament of cows. I don't.
Especially a nosy
do
feminist
cows.
one.
Yeah. Look, no, I don't like.
Moo!
As an Airbnb host, you shouldn't be nosy. That's the.
Yeah,
like,
check your privilege. Move.
True, but you shouldn't be lingering either.
I mean,
I heard that. Hold on.
I mean, it's a dog.
Yeah.
I expect the dog to hang around. You know,
No, I'd take the cow.
he'll eventually leave when he lingers. You know, I'll push him away. Why would you take the cow?
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
not waiting for that.
Yeah.
Why would you take the cow?
You know, you can keep a cow outside. You can just open a window. It's gonna stick its head in. It's gonna be nosy, but it's not gonna be as lingering as the dog. I mean, you can. No, either way, you can't jump to
Yeah.
the other room.
Nope.
She's gonna tweet about you and cancel you online.
Exactly.
And
Cows
she-
can't tweet. That's the.
They can tweet.
In
to
your
the
world,
others.
they can't.
Oh, shit. In a
Also,
world where cows.
In a
have
world of
Airbnb
sauce of
accounts,
mango.
it's-
Yeah, I don't think
They definitely
them
write a
tweeting
review.
is the issue here.
keep in mind,
That's not where we draw the line on the suspension of disbelief.
the cow's also going to take up a lot of space, which I'm not fine with. This is an Airbnb. I
Are
need
you
all the
body
space
shaming
I
the cow,
have.
Are
Shamsi?
you body shaming the cow? Exactly.
Ooh.
No, it's just stay away, cow.
Yo,
Give
yo,
me your
yo.
space and leave.
That's what it sounds like. Shamsi.
Dude, you get fresh milk every morning. You're good.
Says who?
Says who?
Yeah.
Says the person living with the cow.
I'm guessing she's going to have some feminist principles about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why you got my titties?
Exactly.
Wow.
You male,
Wow.
leave the cow alone, Turks.
Yes.
Okay, that's what he wants, the cow.
You're a predator, Turks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Touching
You know,
cows
I
and
don't want
shit.
an Airbnb. I'm good. Oh,
You're problematic, Turks.
Oh my god.
ouch.
Thank you.
So I'm the boss.
That's a good start. That's
Okay.
what would you go with?
Me?
Yeah.
Dog all day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like dogs anyway. So
there you go.
I'd rather have them around.
We'll be friends.
Like while I'm sitting there, he's Adil. Wanna go for a walk?
I'll just play music when that happens. Yeah.
Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, we are watching the Chelsea.
Not
Chelsea's
anymore.
winning.
Yeah, not anymore. But we have questions.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
Well, you
halftime.
just scored a
after.
goal. Whatever.
Yes.
Well, okay.
It's a replay.
So yeah.
Nice.
If
Should
you
do
hear
replays
screaming
now.
in the next like 15 minutes going onward,
yeah.
just know we're watching the game.
You know what's up.
Next one.
Go.
What do you guys want to do?
Jump into the sea of questions.
Okay.
Give you another answer that is not an answer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Question number 2.
That's what I got. Are a person's values innate or acquired?
Acquired.
Acquired.
Thank you. Next question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the vibe. Explain.
it's acquired.
Asshole
Then
Turks.
you were born.
8-minute podcast.
No, I think you are born with some innate values, right? Like there are
Or-
some things that come to you naturally as a person. Like, you know,
No.
you wouldn't want to hurt other people unless you're a psychopath. You know,
Well, that's why it doesn't come natural to you.
you learn that. That's like one of the things you learn. You feel
Well,
like don't hurt other people. That's
aren't you taught values?
yes, values, but there are some values I feel that are innate to all people. You know, like the desire to not hurt other beings or people. I feel like that's an innate thing in humans.
That's until you're talking about a child here, right?
Yeah, that's an adult.
Yes.
Thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
When
think
you're a kid, you're actively hurting other people until they tell you stop. No, stop it.
Or animals.
Yeah.
like for example, I don't think you're taught to be generous. It's just something you are. Like I never heard somebody like saying, "I became generous over time." You're either generous or you're not.
No, but being generous, for example, I think that's one of the things
No,
that
it's taught. I
you
feel
pick
like-
up from your environment, right?
Exactly.
You see other people being generous around you, and you feel,
When you see role models,
yeah, exactly.
your
Like
parents or
people that you look up to, okay, people
your
in your
mom's swimming
society.
instructor. Anyway.
Mhm.
There you go.
Unpack that.
I grew up in the States, bro. I grew up in the States.
Generosity. There we go. Generous with
I grew up in the States,
those
bro.
lessons.
Our friends had weird families, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You acquire.
This
those,
is why I tell you top values.
Yeah, then
Like, because I grew up with people that values are shit, bro.
because of their
The-
shit
yeah, the
environment.
surroundings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't have that support system. They didn't have that community or
Or even their parents were not that.
They didn't instill those,
Exactly.
like anything positive.
Yeah, the parents were already shit.
And so, shuf, as much as you want to be your own person, you are a product of your environment. So you can't.
But
really escape
ultimately,
that.
you can rebel. Like as much as you
Of
try,
course,
you
try
can.
to instill the
As
values.
a teenager,
Some people just don't grow out of that phase, unfortunately.
that's true.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
That's true.
sometimes
Like for some people, when they say, no, mom, it's not a phase, they mean that, unfortunately.
Yes.
sometimes the circumstances never get better. Sometimes people don't even recognize the fact that they are in a situation where the circumstances is not allowing them to get better. You get my point? Like you're so deep in the swamp, you don't realize you're
that is life.
No, but
No, I think
No, I'm saying like for them, that is life.
Yeah.
This is what it is.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like there's no sense of awareness. Like, yo, I'm swimming here. You get my point? Like this is what it is.
so. You're saying that just some people are not aware that their values are not very positive.
Yes, because they live in a bubble. Maybe,
But is that an excuse? Is ignorance is in the 21st century? Is ignorance an excuse?
it's never
That's
an
a
excuse.
good question, though.
I don't think it's ever an excuse.
Yeah. We can pivot off that.
Exactly. Yo, like literally right now, all the information is in your hand.
But right now, we also have to deal with another problem. Like, what is right, what is wrong? In terms of the
That's
information.
definitely- that's
you
a
find.
problem.
What do you believe and what do you not believe? Okay,
What is true, what
real?
is false?
Yeah, what is real and what is not
Yeah.
real? That's so. If you exclude all of that and just look at yourself and your own surroundings, you need to figure out your own value system. Something that is, harmonious with your own nature.
But if you instill the right values into someone, let's say your own children, no matter what happens, and no matter how old they get and they get lost, they're gonna go back to those values.
True. And there are some values that are universal, but
Yeah.
at the same time, there are values that are changing from one generation to the
I
other.
think that the only way you can make those values successful and stick is that if they're
Practiced?
first thing practiced, second thing broad and very clear. Like you don't just say like don't steal, don't hurt. Like those are core values. If you reinstill those, if worst comes to worst, at least you'll be a somewhat decent person at the end of the day.
No, but I'm thinking, like, at the same time, like looking at value systems across the world, they never match, right? So you need to figure out.
There is sort of a lowest common denominator.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
That's what I was referring to.
Yeah.
At the very least, we can agree. Like stealing is not cool.
Killing is not cool. Hurting people is not cool.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
No, but for me, that's what I was thinking in terms of like the innate human values. But when you go to the second level, be kind, be generous, help out, don't be selfish. That's something that you do need to instill. That is something you do need to teach.
Yeah, see, we say all of that, but we forget to also don't be naive. Because all those things can be used against you as a weapon and you can get lost. When
True.
you think you're doing the right thing, but you're actually enabling something awful.
Yeah, like, and there's also the idea, for example.
I think that's one of the things you learn,
Yeah.
rather than it's taught
Yeah.
to you. You
No, you
learn
don't. You
on
can
your
teach.
own.
No, you teach someone. Yo, do not believe everything that you see.
Yes,
It's something you get taught. It's not something innate within you.
yeah,
Yes.
but you learn it with experience. When you actually get into that situation, you're like, "Fuck,"
Or you get a heads up early on. See, if you had a parent that like really lived, they give you these valuable lessons. That's why like a lot of people look up to their grandparents because their parents lived a life that we don't live here.
Mm.
We're spoiled as fuck.
Mhm.
So when you hear stories, they know about these values. They understand humans at a human level,
When you do
not
this
at
thing,
an electronic level,
yeah,
at a human level.
yeah, I know basically the value of these values. Like when you do this thing, what is the repercussion? What is the long term effect of it? It shapes you as a person. It shapes your own environment as well around you.
So acquired, innate, acquired. I'll go with
Acquired.
acquired. That's cool.
I think it's a mix.
I think it's mostly acquired.
But
I think-
mostly
I
acquired,
think
though.
it's mostly acquired.
Fair enough.
Thank you for joining Pastor Kabsa.
Breaking
Good night,
down
everybody.
things in extremely complex ways.
Welcome to our TED Talk.
Yeah.
Mm,
Next one.
that's stupid. Calling into work sick when you're not sick. Can not feeling it be a valid excuse?
I think we've all been there.
I don't think
all
it can
have.
be a valid excuse. No, it cannot. be
Yeah,
a
so
valid
you have
excuse.
to ترجعها basically. And I have a cold.
Should it be a valid excuse?
I have a cold in my ears.
Do you know what I think? The way to avoid that is if they really take on hybrid
Work
working
schedules.
workspace, really fucking serious.
Like, okay, you can work from home half the week,
Yeah,
or you have a set number of days per month you can
Exactly.
work from home. Yeah, that would be a solution to the problem. That would be a solution to a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Actually,
I think flex time as well. Like sometimes just like I need that extra hour or two of sleep.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine who worked for a company. I don't want to mention its name, but the best thing that they ever did, like, yo, we don't care if you're in the office or not. All we care for is that your phone is never off and you have your emails.
Your
So
tasks
you're-
are done.
Exactly.
خلاص, yeah.
And he was a manager, like he was senior manager, and like there was millions under his budget, and it made his life so fucking easy.
Yeah.
He takes his kids to school.
Mm.
If they need anything, they have appointments, whatever it is, like he can do it. He can go to work. He can finalize things while he's sitting in the doctor's office.
I think that's one of the changes that we're seeing right now. The fact that people are pushing for that working from home space, and right now we're getting back to the point where everybody's going back to work. Right, you don't have that anymore, تقريبا. But people still want that.
But the problem is, إنه في ناس ما يستاهلون.
ياخذون وجه.
Blink
That's-
twice,
that's
yeah.
one
Blink twice for
problem.
safety.
That's one problem. The other problem is some people just take that as, there is no working hours, so all hours are working hours.
True, which is another problem that came.
No, that one you can be handled easy. No, that one can be handled easy.
How?
What do you mean, how?
When it's like sometimes you put in situations where you're like, yo, if it's a project or whatever, we need you to be available. This needs to be done. Fine, fair. If it's for a period of time which you know is going to begin and end, but in other situations, no, this is the regular. This is your everyday.
Yeah.
Mm.
تشد وترخي يعني.
Exactly.
But I think the golden rule is that that I follow at the very least is don't lie, because if you get caught out, like that's a bad look.
True.
Because I've seen people get caught in a lie, like like I've heard stories about people saying, "Oh, I'm sick," and then their manager or their boss like finishes a work lunch at a client or something and catches them like just dicking around in a mall.
Oh wow,
I've heard stories.
that's quite
Uh,
stupid.
You put yourself in that situation.
No, just be upfront about it. I need a personal day.
موقف بايخ.
I mean, I don't think that's always going to be accepted or fly, but
You know what's the problem? The problem is like you need to recognize who you are as a boss. Okay, if you, like, I'm a workaholic. Y'all know that.
Mm.
I know that both of you are now workaholics. You're not going to work the hours that I work. We're in two different worlds, me and you, right? But I understand that I can't, because I'm working. I should not expect you to be working as hard as me. We're two different people.
because we have two different mentalities. as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True. I should know what's your capabilities and work on that. If I find, okay, well, me having Shamsi and listener number one is not enough for me, I have the budget to hire a third person, then I get a third person do the third thing. This way I can finish up my work easily.
Mm.
After our work, that's usually, it's not only about projects, it's about manpower. You don't have the right manpower. That's why you're working so fucking late.
Fair. That's very fair, actually.
I'd also say like it depends on you.
Consultants are shaking their fists in the air right now at me.
I'd also say
You're so right.
I'd also say as a subordinate, you have it's incumbent upon you to understand what makes your boss tick. Like I had a bad experience because I was the type of person that I'd make one-to-one alignment with my boss on every little thing. So I had some stuff like I just had to go to the bank, and the bank was just literally across the street from our office now. So like in the course of like several weeks, I had to go to the bank to finish up some stuff like maybe 2 or 3 times, and literally it took less than 3 minutes. But out of responsibility, I told my boss like, "Yo, I'm gonna head out to the bank on my lunch break, etc., etc." Like on the 3rd time, فصل علي. Like that's not my issue. Blah 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 blah. Like I was taken aback. Like man, you're in Dubai, I'm in Riyadh. Like and at that moment, I stood and said to myself, like, maybe it was my bad just actually telling in the first place.
Exactly.
Ah.
I don't agree. It should be incumbent on you to know how to deal with your boss. I think your boss, as a manager, should make it clear, like this is my way of work. If you have an issue with it, then you raise it up with me. We need to figure out a way to work together here. But at the same time, it is the manager's responsibility to ensure the people under him, are let's say moving in the right direction.
Like my style is that
Do you have a process that's actually being followed properly?
Yeah. Everybody
go
who
ahead.
works with me knows that I'm a night owl, for example. Like, I enjoy working at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time, my managers, when they see me in the office, like just taking an extra long lunch or just socializing a bit too much, they assume that I'm not doing the work.
You're slacking off.
I'm slacking off. But honestly, I prefer being a night owl. So
I have a question for you.
Go ahead.
Is management authority or leadership?
Both.
I think it's dealing with reality.
Go ahead.
I think it's dealing with reality. Like you have, like, I think every person who has worked long hours and finished projects will tell you that managing people is way harder than doing actual work.
Facts.
True.
Okay.
Like, you have conflicting personalities.
Mhm.
You have conflicting ideals. You have conflicting work ethics.
You have a lot of variables to take
Yeah.
into account.
You
What
have to accept other people's lives.
Yeah.
And manage that. This is why it's leadership.
Mm.
Here, it's authority. Not here. The majority of people, because they're dumb, they're people, they're humans, they think, management is an authority. I come, I point the finger, I say, I want it to be done. Everybody gets to work.
It's two different styles that work with two different kinds of people. Some people need leadership. Some people need positive reinforcement. Some people need authority, which
Yeah.
is something of a negative reinforcement.
Which I agree with in a sense. I know you do need to, for me, you should exhibit always leadership, and leadership should be your go-to in the sense of, teaching people, being there for people, letting them know how things are done. But at the same time, you will end up dealing with people where authority is the only solution. Like, you know what?
Well, that's the point.
Yeah.
I hate authority.
Mm.
If I have to use authority for you, then you're not hired anymore. Done. The
No.
leadership tells you how we work and how we flow. You're allowed to do a lot of things that you're not allowed to do in other companies. I'm giving you that space, but the leadership tells you the whole team is on the same boat, going the same route, working the same way. Everybody's putting in their time, putting in their effort, right?
Mm.
As a leader, you need to also understand when is it too much and when is it not.
True. That's what
But if I have to use my power, my position as a power position in order for you to understand where you
Mhm.
are, then you're not supposed to be here in the beginning. Because if I have to use authority with you, then that's this is how you are as a person. This is how you function as a person. Then it means you are not looking to be inspired. You're just a doer.
But that's the work environment you strive for. Some managers, no, they want to lead by authority.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
their style.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. But which style would give you a better working atmosphere?
Leadership, of course.
Exactly.
leadership, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable
Motivation.
where you are, you're
Yeah.
gonna be doing better work.
If-
Motivation is always going to leave you more satisfied than
Shout out Chelsea. Shout out
avoiding
Chelsea.
punishment.
Shout out Chelsea 2-0.
Good timing.
Nobody cares.
Go with leadership.
Good.
Go with leadership. I know at the end of the day, you do want that positivity. But at the same time, I do believe that you will need to use authority sometimes. It's not something you want to do. It's not something that's preferred, and you will end up in situations where, that is the right course of
Yeah,
action. let's say.
sometimes people
Also,
may
walk
force your
forward.
hand.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes.
But carry a big stick. What was it saying? What was it saying?
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually close.
Next.
Next.
If a cup of coffee is feeling lazy, does
Yo.
that mean ما فيها head?
Yo.
Yes. The answer is yes.
See, this guy's an ass.
I was proud of that one.
You were. I can sense it.
Like, it works on multiple.
You're an ass. You're an ass.
Thank you. I feel like we will actually.
No, don't thank
you
me. I
for
don't deserve to get thanked.
No. Do not support this, Shams.
that. I mean, sometimes you just
Don't
gotta.
encourage it.
Sometimes
Don't
you just
encourage
gotta,
it.
honestly. It works. Sometimes it just
God.
works.
Pun Bible over here.
Death by puns.
Like, what's wrong with you? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is it working hours? Like, what is it exactly?
We need another episode to discuss that.
There we go. There we go. We'll unpack that later on. Next one.
Go.
Where is it? This was actually a good one. Since I have both of you here, you and listener number one.
Mm,
This is down your field.
okay.
Fascinating.
Outsourcing digital marketing in Saudi.
I mean,
Feels?
it used to be an issue, big issue. Now it is less of a big issue. It's still
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'd say one thing as a rule of thumb: don't outsource copywriters. تدخل في مواقف بايخة.
Yes.
No, but we need to define outsourcing. Outsourcing in terms of international.
Saudi.
Yes.
We're
with
talking
that,
about
Yes.
on a
That's
national
why it says
scale.
Saudi.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to.
شركتكم.
Yeah, I don't want
Saudi.
to see. I don't want to see a Saudi company tweeting ناطرينكم في الفرع يعني.
Mm.
Which happens.
Which does happen.
It does happen.
I'd also like any digital marketing team to be able to know how to respond to clients with very different accents from different parts of Saudi, which is also a problem that sometimes happens.
برضو. Okay. Yeah, that's something I didn't consider actually.
Exactly.
But outsourcing anything that has to do with that has any cultural context, I am against. مرة.
Once upon a time, you had to outsource because you didn't have, enough of the skills and capabilities that you needed. Nowadays, that is nowhere near the case. Nowadays, there is no excuse.
But they still do it.
Well, look, nowadays
They
there is
still do it.
Because it's the
there's no excuse for
the
doing
common whatchamacallit.
I will tell you from my experience, and I'm pretty sure from Shamsi's experience as well, the market is more than mature enough to provide creatives in that field.
Yes.
Very easily.
Mm-hmm.
You can graphic designers, art directors, composers, copywriters. You're spoiled for choice. You really are.
Even when it comes to architecture, Baldo, I can rephrase the question around that because every big project, you get this international firm that comes here and it was like, we did this whole study about who Saudi is and what the Saudi people do. And شفنا الجمل and the sand dunes. And that is the basis of our design. Thank you very much. They're missing a lot of nuances about what the culture is, and you can't really give me a product that is designed.
Can I tell you why is that a problem?
Why?
Because we do not have local architects that are trying to create their own thing.
You do.
We have real estate developers.
The real estate developers did ruin that scene for a lot of architects, but there are so many architects.
It ruined it for everyone in Saudi.
There are so many architects that are here and they have their own style and their designs are magnificent and beautiful, but
never given the chance.
Exactly. Because smaller projects, you're going to have a real estate developer that's not going to pay for an architect. And big projects, they're going to go for a well-renowned international
Exactly.
firm.
Why? Because we have the money for that one.
Exactly.
Might as well get it from over there.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll give you an example about one of those big projects from a marketing perspective. During National Day, brands go all out. Without mentioning names, there was a specific brand that had a campaign that was pulled, and the main reason was that it tried to instill national pride. And what was the main phrase?
What?
أنا التمرة.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm not kidding. Like I swear that's actually accurate. And
ايش جو الكسرات حقهم هذا.
Okay, wow, jokes.
So and when I was still in the agency, I had an Egyptian creative. Said, I don't get it. What's the problem? And I told him, listen, imagine if it's Nasr October and it was أنا الفول وأنا الطعمية. How would you feel? And like, oh, I get it now. I get it now.
Fair enough. We agree there.
Well, that's the problem with outsourcing. Like you're asking. Look, the reason we had like a huge shift to outsourcing digital marketing is because Egypt is much cheaper than Saudi.
And not just Egypt, like even other countries around the Middle East.
No, you're going straight to Egypt.
They offered a lot.
No, sometimes you go to India.
No. For Arabic?
Not for Arabic.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's mostly about like design.
Yeah, design. You go to Fiverr. You need to go to India.
No, but nowadays, the market is huge, and the market has so much that people that can actually, service everybody.
There's so many freelancers here that are ready to do work.
It's just about finding them. That becomes a problem.
I would say the only two areas where you can conceivably outsource or to use external talent would be with media buying and with actually digital ads like banner ads and what have you, like that require Google AdSense and there's not a lot of people in the market that are specialized in that. So maybe that would be the only aspect that I'm like, yeah, I'll
so
cut you on slack on that.
that's the channels part of it, not the creative part of it. So that's for me.
But that's
I
part
would
of digital
accept it,
marketing.
yeah.
That's part and parcel.
Fair.
Next one.
Go on. Mute me
Alright.
for a second.
What's that?
Mute me for a second.
Which number are you? 3?
2.
2? Ugh. I'm just gonna ignore with that one.
Shoot.
You know what? Here, let's put it out there. Evolution of albalad in Jeddah. Who wants to take this on?
The evolution of albalad in Jeddah.
We only got one architect behind us.
Yeah, exactly.
So
well, I haven't been exposed to albalad in Jeddah for a long time,
it
to
was
be
like,
honest.
it was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
Maybe even
experience with Jeddah is going to Milahi Atallah when I was a young kid.
Mhm.
That's it. That's my experience with
Remember
Jeddah.
Jungle Land?
Yes.
Of course.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question. That wasn't the question,
fellas.
fellas.
Yes.
Evolution of albalad.
Exactly.
I don't know what's happening there, to be honest.
We
But
were
I see
there.
that
You saw it.
we didn't see anything.
We were there for like 3 hours, bro.
No, we didn't, like barely an hour and a half when we were out of there. We went there in a very awkward time, and
Yes.
everything was closed, and we went like
Construction was
okay.
going on, so we weren't
Because it
there
was
at the
Red
best
Sea
time.
Film Festival at that time.
Right
Yeah.
before it. Yeah.
And the time of day, it was like most stores were closed. Also,
It was as bad as hell. Well, look,
Oh, that's
from
it.
my point of view, I think it's still not done yet. I think there's a good direction that they're going with.
there's a huge potential.
Super huge potential. But I think by the time it reaches its potential, people are not going to like it. You want to ask me why?
Why?
Go on.
Take a wild guess. Influencers.
Oh,
Okay.
Every single ad that's done in Jeddah,
It was there.
في البلد. Like every single one of them, to the point that you're exhausting it. Like let it grow.
But that's not the point, though. The point is, what is Al-Balad supposed to be?
البلد.
No, but I'm asking
right
Mr.
now,
Architect.
right now, it's
Mr.
supposed to be a tourist attraction.
Okay.
Jeddah classic, basically.
So
Yes, there you go.
are we taking
Just the classic.
and are we taking the people that live out of there? So it's not a place for them anymore.
I'm not sure.
No,
if-
they're not removing
if-
people, bro.
No, I'm asking
I'm
again.
not sure, to be honest. There is their own, like the Balad Development Authority, is it? I'm not sure. I forgot their name.
Yeah, we saw the name when we were there.
So the conceptualization of it should be a tourist attraction.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
For me, I feel it should aspire to being more than that. It's a community space rather than just being a tourist attraction.
What do you mean it's a community space?
I mean, it's the space for the people of Jeddah to get together for big events, for festivals.
They do
for
have places like
celebrations.
that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, so
Called Salat Afrah.
no, I'm
Called
talking
houses.
No, I'm talking on a more community basis, on a more
Do you go to
City
Murabba and
basis.
celebrate? Or do you go Boulevard?
the boulevard is the new place for me to go celebrate. It's set
Yeah.
up for that. So I think that's
Is
maybe
it
part
better
of the
set up
challenge.
for
yeah,
that?
That's part of the
Albalad
challenge.
is not set up for that.
No,
Yeah.
it's not whatsoever.
You can parking is tight. There's so many people. There's so everything is tight. Where are you gonna put 1,000 people? in
شوف,
Balad?
I remember مرة في البلد back when I worked in Jeddah for a minute. It was during Ramadan. They had a festival. I forgot what it's called. كنا كده, I think something along those lines, basically.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very nice experience.
Was it a festival? Or was it an event?
It was kind
It
of
was an event.
Yeah, kind of
It
an
wasn't a
event. I
festival.
think. Yeah, kind of an event where you go in and it's kind of like a journey. There's stores selling antiques, selling all types of traditional food. And there's
So if you're a tourist, would
there's-
you like that?
Sounds like an attraction for
It
tourists.
sounds like it. Sounds
No,
like
but
it.
it's not just for
And you were a
tourists.
tourist in Jeddah.
I was living there.
No, you were not living. You were there for like 3-4 months. It was a co-op.
سمي نفسك جداوي يا ولد.
7. Okay.
سمي نفسك
No, I
جداوي.
don't.
Yeah,
No,
relax.
Hey, hey.
But you get my point. Like I feel it should aspire to having that feel.
Oh, it's not going to be, if you're a tourist, come here.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be a place, it's going to be an attraction for people to come. Not only for tourists. You're not
Exactly.
just aiming at tourists.
Exactly.
That big plaza in Milan. Do people go there?
The
What was it
Roma, what
called?
it was called?
I don't know. I haven't been.
The church, you mean?
I haven't been. There's a big plaza.
Pizza Pazza Square.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Right in front of the
if it's
Sbarro.
the church one, then yes, a lot of people are there all the time.
Yeah. Is it for tourists only, or is it for
It's for everybody.
the
Yeah,
people who
exactly.
are living there?
Yeah, it's for everybody.
What do they do there?
Nothing. Just tourists come take pictures.
Exactly. That's what the ballet's gonna be,
Yes.
basically.
Okay. Fair enough.
Oh, Shamsi, Allah yahdik.
We don't live in Jeddah. We haven't.
Yeah, exactly.
been
We're not the
integrated
right-
into it, so we don't know much about the
Exactly.
ballet.
Next question.
Next question.
Go on.
But doesn't mean we're not going to answer.
Yeah. Yeah.
You asked.
This is the third one?
4th, I think.
What
Go.
do you mean fourth?
And it's lost. خلاص. ما في.
ينعل أم الهدف. Whoa.
not the goal.
Oh no, hold on. Not a goal, Marcus. I said, who is it?
Alonso.
Alonso.
What the hell just happened there?
Told you. I thought it was gonna be a hard game.
Next
You're
question.
listening. You're just scared.
For the listeners, they kicked the ball.
Yeah.
Yes, into a net and scored a goal.
It went in.
And they pressured Mendy. Next one.
Go.
Yeah.
Can you time this? Because I need to go cut that one out. What's the name?
Okay.
Where is it? Champsy, are you with me here?
Mm.
If you get stuck on a roller coaster, who do you want to be sitting next to?
Fuck. See, there's danger there. I might
Oh.
never get unstuck. I might fall. I might die. So, there's a question.
no one said any of that.
No.
Said if you're stuck on a roller coaster,
Okay.
make a decision, my friend.
Kevin Hart.
Okay, he's gonna be screaming his
Exactly.
head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good,
part
that's
of
a
the
good answer.
amusement.
Good answer. Good answer.
2 times the amusements.
No, I need somebody who's like kid is zen who can calm me down.
No,
No.
No.
it's a roller coaster.
Why you doing? He's gonna be scared.
I don't know, bro. How long is the roller? How big
It
is the roller coaster?
doesn't matter,
I'm
bro. You're stuck on a roller coaster.
Imagine you're stuck in a roller
I might
coaster and
never
you
get
got
out of
Gandhi
this.
right next to you. Like,
No,
what are
Gandhi-
you gonna do?
no,
what's
I want
what's the
I want
benefit
somebody
there?
who's gonna be able to calm me down and keep up a good conversation.
By stuck, do you mean the cart? The
hold
cart
on,
is
hold
stuck,
on.
or
Okay.
You want your mother.
I mean, that's-
Just say mom. Just say
that's
mom.
That's a good option.
Just say you want my
But
mom
she
to hold my
doesn't-
hand.
She doesn't do roller
Ah,
coasters.
That's what we like.
She doesn't do roller coasters. Yeah. Who do I want? I have no idea. Who would you want?
Me?
Yeah.
2 people.
Okay.
Either Turks or Rex.
You see, there we go.
That's it.
Okay, Rex is a good option.
ليش تجيبني معك؟ ليش ذنبي؟
God, Jimmy.
What did I do? Why do I-
God, Jimmy.
Because you don't want to be there.
True.
I would take number 1 actually. Number 1 would be a good option.
You are a liar.
Why? But
You
that's-
are a liar.
He'd keep me occupied.
No.
Really?
You're gonna be so scared. You're gonna bitch him out like, hey, no.
Bro, I have.
Why do you want me or Rex في الموضوع بالضبط؟ ليش؟
Because
فرضنا؟
me and Rex will have a ball. And me and you, it's gonna be awkward silence of you, and I'm gonna be annoying the shit out of you.
حيوان.
Good times.
Asshole.
Next.
I want to be stuck next to Big Bird.
Big Bird.
Yeah.
They fucking canceled.
Oh, they canceled it?
Yeah.
Yeah. حلال فيكم. This next one.
Go.
Mhm.
Oh, this is a good one. Is design and innovation important in Saudi Arabia
Yes.
and Arab world?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know,
Of
like-
course. What are you talking about? Design and innovation is important everywhere.
Period.
Is this good thing important?
Yes.
It is important. It is quite important.
But do you think people are looking for design and innovation though? That's a different question then. You're talking about are people here striving for something new, or they're just whatever we have, we have.
Yeah, as long as you can come up with something new, it's not worth anything if you can't execute.
That's true.
Yeah, like a lot. I've seen. I think all of us here have been on project that promised the sky, but when it came to execution, like map.
Sure.
That happens, but that's 2 different parts of the life cycle. You got design, which is or innovation, which is basically the first half, and the execution is the second half.
Mhm.
And if you're designing or if you're designing any product, we can't execute it. You got China. You're good.
No, بس غير كده, I think us as a culture, بالعكس, we always strive for to be different. We don't strive to emulate each other. Like you always want to stand out. So when I think of that question or see that question, I think of it in a way, are you designing and innovating for your own market? And I think that's one of the things we do urgently very much need. Like we've always been the people that purchase things from abroad. For me right now, I'm super proud and happy to see people doing things locally that I can actually go and purchase, say this is something that was made here.
True.
Whether that's in fashion or
But you don't want to
Anything
only
else.
design
Yeah,
for your
but-
own culture. You want to design for the global market.
you want to design for
You want to be recognized globally as the country that does this and that the best.
Yeah,
Think
بس-
of German cars.
Mm.
Yeah, لازم تمسك العصا من النص يعني. Like supporting local innovation is all well and good, but I don't want to buy a 500 riyal shirt that has Arabic letters on it, and that's thinking that's a local
True.
Saudi brand.
Exactly. Yes.
Like it's a black shirt that has مالي خلق بالعربي. Oh, that's so amazing.
Well, Anna, for me, that's no. I'm looking when I'm talking about design and innovation. I'm talking about creating something that transcends. In a sense, yes, you are designing it for the local market, but the appeal should go beyond that. That's where the innovation comes from. That's where literally the design should shine.
Now
you
that
know?
Turks chimed in about the whole reality versus execution aspects of the project. One of the things that actually fascinate me is like, I'm sure you know, when you design, you get an architect, like this bespoke architect, like David Foster or something, and he designs and sketches something out.
Norman Foster.
Norman Foster.
Sir, Norman Foster.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's,
Mr. Master Norman Foster.
Exactly. Yes.
So
Mr.
when he
Master.
it's Master Architect, isn't it? Like Mr. Master.
Mr. Master.
so when he sketches something out, it's beautiful, it's amazing. And when he hands off the design to the
Yes.
actual architects, like they have to figure out the materials and this whole science and physics behind it. That aspect to me is actually fascinating. Like, how do you translate that dream into reality?
Yeah.
And that goes.
That's a good point.
That goes underappreciated, I think.
Yeah. That
It's part of the innovation.
that's called the middleman phase, basically. Now I have an idea. How are you going to execute it? Figuring out how to execute it and then executing it.
Yeah, like
at
we
the
need
end.
X tons of marble. We need whatever style of lighting.
What type of marble? What's going to be like the most durable but the least expensive?
Yeah, if
but
you want
good?
Corinthian marble, you're gonna have to double that budget.
Exactly. Yeah, budgeting is the worst there, but it is part of. It all depends on the contract of the construction or project, basically. But some projects, no, you got to give me a design and how am I supposed to build it? You can't just give me the IKEA parts without a manual. Give me the manual. Basically,
Okay.
The master plan.
The master
Yeah.
plan.
Mr. Master Plan.
Mr. Master.
I have a question.
Mm.
So, this is my point of view, and I want you guys to tell me. I could be wrong. I could be an idiot. I don't know.
You
Could
are
be all the
wrong.
above. Check.
You are,
I believe that we do not champion Saudis here. I'm talking about not as us. I'm talking about as a culture.
Mm-hmm.
We don't empower local Saudis who do great. We empower people who are marketeers, in other words, influencers. We empower people we clap for the people who do amazing things, but we don't really champion them.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I tend to agree because some of it has veered into like the participation trophy style of championing people.
True.
Like, I was the first Saudi to scratch my nose in Berlin. Here's a post. Yeah, like
I know what you're talking about, and I hate that. I swear, every time I see it, I hate even the name of it.
yes.
You know, it doesn't mean shit that you're the first.
I think a part of the issue might be that a lot of the peoples that you would want to champion are not putting themselves out there in a way where
No,
they're getting.
I
the
think
attention,
we're not covering them in the right.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're not looking for the attention, or they don't know how to get the attention.
No,
We're not.
we're not. Okay, so you understand how media works.
Yeah.
It's about, what can this person consume?
Mm.
And let's give him that. So they're already making you consume things that they know you already like. So of course they're not gonna go spend time and bring you this other person for you to see. Why? Because you're not gonna stay on to see this person. But if we champion them, if they're known, if their name is already talked about and they're seen, then it gets better. I look at this one. I was looking at shout out to Her Royal Highness Princess Lima, when the ambassador to the US, when she's doing the Winter Olympics,
Okay.
right? So it's like there was names of people. Like what I love about her page, she always mentions all these women, right, who are all like doing something for the Olympics or whatever, so on. Rasha Khamis, the boxer, like we champion her. Who else is championing her? Yara Al-Qahtani, is it the tennis player? Shout out to you. I think it's Yara. I'm sorry if I got your name wrong. The young girl's a tennis player. She was on Moshul recently.
Yeah.
Al-Hagbani, I think.
I have no idea. Whatever it is. Shout out to her and to Al-Qahtani also.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of these people,
Like we're not. No. It's not.
it's a media issue here.
No, it's not a media issue. It's us issue.
It's a culture issue.
It's a culture issue. We don't champion. We only remember you when there's something big happening. We don't look at you when you're practicing, but we expect you to do good when you're on the field. And if you don't do good, then this is what we judge you for. This is a cultural problem that I believe we have. I do not know how big is it. I don't know how big of a problem it is. I'm not really sure because I don't speak for the whole country, of course. But the only thing that we have pride in is our national team, and that's it. That's the only thing we support. Why? Because we're huge football fans that we watch all the local derbies, all the local games. So I always saw that as a major issue. I'll give you the closest example.
I know what you're talking about.
I'll give you the closest example.
Yeah.
Rex. Name an artist who worked as hard as Rex over the last year. Who not only worked hard, let's put working hard aside, who delivered over the last year. Give me a name of one person.
No, I can't think of anybody.
Exactly, because none of them did. No one put that hard work like Rex has been putting this over this whole year. He jumped from images to digital art to fucking what's the name to Prince, digital art, and then animation. And now he's working on this amazing like metaverse
NFT project.
Formula One twice. The merch the first time, and then the circuit the second.
Time.
Who worked as hard as Rex?
I don't watch a lot of news, but did he get any coverage on that?
I don't think so. Rex was here over the week. I forgot to ask him that question, to be honest.
Because he deserves it.
Exactly. And Saudi, passionate, drive, creative. He ticks all the boxes.
True.
But where's the love?
You know what I call that?
Go ahead.
I call that the KPFM problem.
Okay. Elaborate.
Because there's a lot of KPFM graduates that are doing really amazing and interesting stuff. But because they're KFFM graduates, they are very socially awkward.
Why are you saying it like that, my guy?
Socially awkward. Okay,
Socially
keep going.
awkward.
Does he mean
Socially awkward.
KFU?
Yes.
Do you mean KFUPM?
Yeah.
Okay, thank God. I'm about to say, I'm like, who's this?
Yeah,
Potato.
Well, true.
Yeah. So because like they're nerds, they're geeks, they're awkward, they don't understand optics, they don't understand media, they're not good at marketing themselves. But the person who scratches his nose in Berlin has a fire social media account and gets all the coverage.
I agree with that, honestly.
Well, I don't agree with that. When we see Rex posting nonstop, doing collaborations nonstop, Rex did everything in his power that he can do, and he did more than these people that are basically we're all shouting out these amazing artists. He did more than them.
Yes, but here we're talking about a bigger issue in terms of the rest of the society. It's a society. I think part of us as a people, we have an issue with putting ourselves out there. When we have an issue, we feel some kind of way about it, let's say. And it's not really about me, it is about the work. And I don't want people to look at me, I want people to look at the work. So, and it's a fine line being able to figure out how to go out there and market yourself.
You're blaming people here.
I'm not blaming them.
If you've been paying it, you follow 1,900 people that almost like all of them follow us. And all those people are putting their stuff out there every single day, posting every single day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, that's a big sub-segment, but you still have a big sub-segment like he was talking about, the geeks or the nerds or the people who are not out there for the optics that don't really know how to actually communicate what they're doing or the greatness of what they're doing.
Yo, Turks, do you agree with that? Do you agree in 2021 with all this social media and all the geeks on social media, all of that is happening? You mean tell me none of them?
Or I think maybe they're targeting a different audience.
You have no information.
Yeah,
the audience
I
is
wouldn't
not
say
as
none of them.
responsive.
I just like there's a difference between being good at it. That's what I'm saying. Like I know for a fact there's a bunch of really amazing fintech starters because I'm sort of plugged into that scene and I know people who know people and they talk about it. Like Flan has this amazing project. He just amazing, yes.
No.
Is it the same issue of bubbles basically, or falling into that same thing?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's a thing of bubbles where you're talking to an audience that is small, that's interested, and they know about you because they're interested. But when you want to communicate to the wider audience, either you don't have the skills to communicate it in a way that makes it interesting, or you don't have the platform that puts you out there and showcases.
Then what about the people that are out there that are basically putting in all the work and showing everything and then getting nothing in return? What's your explanation for that then?
I think there's not enough people who are crossing over who have actually something worth communicating when they cross over. Like there's a lot of people who are, unfortunately, whiling away in obscurity for no reason. But I'm not sure what's the solution to that problem, honestly. It's luck. I think that's really all there.
Desire. There's desire as well.
But yeah, no, I have to disagree.
Ambition.
A lot of, they're not lacking desire and ambition. Like so many people want that.
No, but their focus is on one direction. It's not on
what I see you doing is you're blaming the people themselves. You say you guys are not doing enough to put yourself out there.
It's not just on the people. It's that there's a lack of maybe platforms that are looking for these kinds of stories and putting them out there.
Why you see? Good. This
so
is
it's on the media here.
It's on you.
On me as a consumer?
Yes, you, the consumer. It's on you.
The audience.
What, you're waiting for the media to feed you? You're the guy who hates the media the most.
I'm not waiting on the media to feed me.
All right.
when as a person مثلا, who has interest in certain subjects, I go and I follow the things that I'm interested in. I look for the platforms that talk about them on
Then
a
why
wider
don't you
basis.
also, when you find these interesting people, why don't you keep sharing them out and putting them out there?
I do. I personally do.
No, you don't. We follow your Insta story.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, it took to answer. I'm not gonna answer. it.
What is your Instagram?
Yeah.
No,
I
as in
share
posts and stories.
I share it with you guys.
No,
in the
Chancey, you don't
groups.
share. No, you don't share. You,
You don't-
never shared in the groups.
Our
Chancey.
groups,
Not
our-
even.
Yeah.
Yo, man.
You
I'm gonna
send
fight
a
with this
post
guy.
a month. That's
Exactly. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Me and Tooks blow up the group.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the last thing Tooks sent?
No idea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, Chancey.
My attention,
Exactly.
my attention
It was
span
something
does not
very
go.
interesting.
Subhanallah.
And very intriguing
What was it?
to you.
What was it?
I don't know.
Exactly. Thank
But it
you.
was probably
No, he knows. He knows where it is.
I've been
It was most
following your
probably
Insta story for years, Shamsi, and what you post on your Insta story was Banksy-esque artwork and this podcast. That's it.
Yes, that's
Okay.
it. True.
Okay.
Three
like,
people agree. We cannot all be wrong.
That's your opinions.
like artwork of whatever, like a graffiti of somebody holding a phone and the phone is chained to their arm. Like,
Yeah.
like hashtag we live in a society artwork.
We do live in a society.
Bro, got caught in 4K. He's just trying to escape. Yeah, keep watching the match.
Yeah,
Hey, sit down, boys. Sit down.
Much to that.
No, that's what I'm telling you. You're also part of the problem. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. Okay.
And that's what that was my question from the beginning.
I do feel like I do share the things that I am.
That
interested
you always do
personally
feel a lot of things. It's not
Yes.
true, okay?
in. Okay.
But we're talking about the reality is that we see something interesting or we just see it, period. That's it. Oh, this guy's amazing, but no, nothing.
Yeah, in general. Not you, everyone.
I think that's a fair assumption.
Showing the love and support is limited to clicking the like button and the nahina. No more, no less.
Next one.
Go.
All right, let's go with something like, do people who prefer gishta kanafa over cheese deserve the same rights as the rest of us?
Yes. What are you talking about?
No, they do not.
Gishta's amazing.
No, it's not.
Look, gishta kanafa is a setup.
Yeah.
Like
It's
I've
a-
never,
it's a trap.
I've
It's a
never
trap.
had
It's a trap.
gisht like nafa, and it's like, oh, amazing, it's gisht like nafa.
Yeah.
That's what I've always wanted.
No, actually, no. Some Gishta
Mad
Knafas, you
sad
get
fuck.
some good shit. You get some good Gishta Knafa. Congrats on the goal, my guy.
Thank you, Rodrigo. Just walked in for a goal. Next.
Still nobody
Next.
cares.
No, whoa, next. No, we're staying here.
I love both. I love all knafas. Gishta, jibna,
No, not all Knafa.
Tess.
No.
khishna, na'ma.
Knafa Na'ma.
Hold on, there was a
No,
kanafa
no, it's
that
khashna.
No, I'm sorry.
Jibna khashna, that's it. That is the only acceptable knafa.
Gishta and Jubna are both acceptable.
what was the kanafa that we thought was racist?
What?
Oof, what a cross.
It's
my
beautiful,
guy.
right?
What a cross.
Chancey, we're right here, Chancey. We're right here.
Wayne.
We're right here. What was the kanafa that we all thought was racist?
Ma.
It was in Jeddah. Do you remember what it was?
No.
The shrimp Knafa?
Yes.
What?
What's
Shrimp Knafa.
Yes. Remember the first restaurant we came in, we saw shrimp kanafa, we all left.
Hey,
Yeah,
ow, yo,
Chancey's not with us.
yeah,
Chancey's like,
that's-
Chancey's just heartbroken
yeah.
because it's 4-4.
Imagine a shrimp. Okay.
I don't. I'd rather
a
not.
Knafa rolled around
That's,
it.
that's
Oh, okay, Sharia. Okay, I got it.
Mm.
literally said shrimp knafa.
Knafa sal. It's not actually like I imagined like صحن كنافة عليه shrimp يعني.
Hey, that's what that's the flavor that I imagined. So it's like we're
Oh,
going
wow.
somewhere else.
I've had those. Like it's just like the vermicelli on the knafa. They just put it on the shrimp.
The what now?
The vermicelli.
That's
Keep going. Keep
That's-
going. Keep going.
What vermits exactly?
it's a food term. It's a food term.
It's like the
Sharia.
khishna part of the khishna knafa.
Okay,
It's called vermicelli.
okay. The khashna of the knafa.
Yes.
Next one.
Next one.
Oh,
I
That was
asked
a dumb question. I'm sorry for asking it. I apologize for asking that question.
I asked Shaolin to ask you if I can join you guys in one of the episodes too. No. Next one.
I don't know who you are. But
Who are you, Aslan? Min Jid?
but no.
I know who it is.
Okay.
He even sent me a message. He's like, yo, I'm waiting for my invitation. I was like, you can keep waiting. Shaolin had to wait. Imagine you. Next one.
Mm.
This one I like. Where do you get your drive from? Out of love and hope or out of fear?
I get my drive from Jarir.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. That's it.
Nice.
That's it. You know, unplug his
One-
bitch ass mic. Unplug it.
1 terabytes minimum, I think. Preferably SSDs.
You're an asshole. Oh my god.
This is a sponsored episode, you guys. Well done.
None of you want to answer?
Where I get it from both. It's a combination of both.
Out of love and hope and fear.
I hope for the best. I hope for a better world. I fear failure.
You are so lost.
Yeah,
bro.
see, exactly.
You're undecisive.
Yeah, exactly.
Love and hope, fear. I fear everything.
No, you do fear certain things, and that drives you. You know.
No. There's a certain drive that you have, right? Of course, everything can drive you. Love, hope, everything can drive you.
Yeah.
But there's that one thing that just always consistent that keeps pushing you forward.
I think it's hope. It's not love. It's hope. Hope for a better future. Hope for
Bro, you hope you can do things.
Exactly,
That's it. That's it. You know, it's just hope. It's
hope.
not action.
Yeah, hope.
No, we're talking about drive for action.
It's actually called hopium. That's what it's called.
It is a drug.
Yes, it is a drug. Exactly.
Yeah.
It is a drug. You
I-
sniff it, you get your fill, and you're like,
That's,
okay, I'm good.
No.
That opium is very
It's
excessive,
toxic.
excessive,
homie.
excessive in crypto communities.
Yeah.
When you see somebody says X coin to the moon,
Tamanna. Basically.
X
يقول لك
coin to the
tamanna.
moon, like,
Turks, your drive, Alhamdulillah, save us from here.
I feel like it depends on the context of what I'm doing. Some things I do out of hope and something that I love to do, and I want to be like the best at it, reliant on it. But there are other things that I do out of fear of basically.
When you wake up, what drives you?
When I wake
Not the
up?
driver. Not the driver. I know, not the
no,
driver.
no,
I know where he's going with this.
no. Start driving my own car.
I'm a big boy. That's right.
When I wake up, it's fear.
I'm late for work.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
It's always fear. Because what the things that drive me out of love are things that do not require me to wake up early.
in the morning.
So waking up is out of fear.
Wow.
And that's sad though.
It is.
Bro, you're on the same boat as him.
I know.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
also sad. What are you
Yes.
talking about? We're two sad men here.
Love and pride. That's more than enough.
what
Okay.
drives me is hope, hoping I don't have to do this anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
See, that's important part of hope though.
Mhm.
Very important part of hope.
Nah.
I feel it depends on where you are in your journey. Like for us, these are all different answers because we're in very different places. But for different people, where you are on the ladder of life is going to be able to drive you.
No, I feel
You-
like I'm on different journeys at the same time, and each one has its own drive.
Okay.
Life is not as simple as I have one journey and I'm going through it, and this is the one thing that drives me.
But don't you think that there's this one thing that drives you to do your best? Some people's children.
True.
That's what I'm telling you. Like you guys, obviously, like you're lost in your drives.
Yeah,
Mm.
true.
You take him to Jadir. Maybe you can get to a good option.
Get an
Mac.
SSD.
Because
Yeah.
like if you have, there's always that one drive that it doesn't matter fear, it doesn't matter what the fuck it is, that this drive is going to keep you going. Because you cannot be driven by fear every single day of
No,
your
you
life.
can't. No, you can't.
Exactly.
No, you can't.
So it has to be something that gives you that drive every day to want to do your best.
Yeah, fear is something that can drive you, though.
It can. It's not something
It's
that's
not a
consistent.
negative. It's not a positive thing. It's a negative thing.
But it's something that keeps you running.
I would avoid having one drive because you always need a backup.
All right,
Yeah,
you know
true,
what? You know,
yes.
you shut
Yeah,
the fuck
yeah.
up. All right, that's it. No, stop.
You can't
stop.
rely
Stop.
on cloud saves.
True. Thank
Stop.
you. Yes. Have multiple drives.
Yes, exactly.
Ugh. I'm gonna let you read this question. This is
Okay.
number one, right here, top left. Top left. Yeah, I want you to look at Shamsi while you're reading it.
dead in the eyes.
Yes.
How do you deal with men who suffer from fragile masculinity?
There you go. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
How do you deal with men who suffer from fragile masculinity? You destroy it and keep moving on.
You should have asked Shamsi to read that question for us, my guys. That's the other way around.
Shamsi, would you like to read that question for the boys?
We deal with you by.
You shatter it to a million pieces, okay, and walk on proudly.
You deal with it
It
with
said, how do you deal with a man who suffers? How do you deal with a person who suffers from that?
That's what
You
I'm
make him
telling
suffer
you.
more.
Exactly.
That's his answer, basically.
Basically.
Kill him.
Shatter the illusion, okay, of a
No,
masculinity
no,
that he
no.
has.
Yeah. You leave him unread.
Yes. Ouch.
Okay.
Ouch.
Okay.
I was
There
going
we
to say
go.
nurture. I was going to say support.
What I love so much that listener number
Not
one is out of
abandonment.
the camera, and when he says these things, he happily says
Exactly,
it.
no fear.
No one knows who the fuck he is.
No fear. Yeah.
Doesn't give a
No
shit.
fear. Yo, leave him on red.
If it's fragile, that means there's issues there. If there's issues there, it's not my job to solve them.
That is the. Okay.
Yo,
It says, how do you deal with a man who suffers from. The question is asking you, how do you deal with it? Okay, that's a simple question.
Who suffers from? There's
And this-
someone
and-
that's already considerate
And this
of the
hypothetical,
person suffering.
Exactly.
yeah, let's say in
He's
this,
not an asshole like us.
let's say in this hypothetical scenario, it's your homie who's suffering from fragile masculinity, and you want to console him.
But why? Why? What type of fragile masculinity? Like, I need an example here for me to be able to walk
Type
you through.
A fragile masculinity.
Type A.
Okay, elaborate, Turk.
Type
I
A
don't
pro.
know. I'm not.
Is
I
it
didn't
a-
study medicine.
Get a mirror, Turks. Get a mirror.
Is there,
Show him what type
is there
A
a phase where you need to get bucket hats? Is that the
Yeah,
type?
yeah, that's another one. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Yo.
That's the beat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is hilarious. Yo.
How do you deal with it? Just
Yeah.
don't. Why are you trying to deal
Fa-
with fragile
phase-
fucking?
Well, look. Here's the thing. You're asking a bunch of guys. Nah, the question's not for us.
I mean, like,
Because like when Shams comes, like, yo man, I'm feeling bad today. I make it
Ooh,
worse.
exactly.
Okay?
That's literally how I go through
kill
life.
his soul.
That's how guys support each other.
Exactly.
You know how
Oh, he's still alive.
you know how
I grew up in the darkness through that. Like literally.
Yo.
Yeah, you know how guys support each other by busting balls. Like
Yeah.
when I was fat,
True.
my buddies would motivate me to lose weight by saying, "Yo, listen, number one, نعرف حياتنا 4 أشخاص يمين وأنت 3 منهم."
Oh, wow. I mean, that's a motivation, right? That's a motivation.
Oh,
That
it
worked,
is.
didn't you?
It
And
does
look at
work.
you now.
Exactly.
It does
All
work. Yeah.
muscular and shit.
I deserve that.
Filled with pecs.
Filled with- okay, all
Wow,
right, okay.
You got pecs, don't you?
Yes.
I've always been an
Listen,
advocate of that.
If you ever go
Fat
to a gym
shaming
and a man
doesn't-
tells you, "Hey, you want me to fill you with pecs?" Just say no.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
just
for
say
real?
no. That's it.
Would you like some pecs?
He's gonna rock your world.
He doesn't have to fill me. What if he offers them?
Okay,
Yeah,
see,
don't-
keep
don't
that.
stop that.
Keep that
Don't
energy.
stop
That energy? Okay.
Oh, my
Sounds like a
God.
generous man. you
Oh,
know?
yeah, he must be.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite nice.
Look, there's one more.
One more.
All right, before we bounce, one more. Anyway, we're going to extra time either way. We'll see
I
what-
really hope that we're going to extra time.
It looks like we're going to extra time.
Not the podcast. You're talking about the game.
The game.
Y'all gonna stop in a bit.
Which is what we're watching for the past hour.
All right, there's 2 of them. Which one do you guys want? There's monetizing digital art, and the other one, which I'm gonna read, and why is Goofy walking around living his best life and Pluto's on a leash? مين ماسك صورة على مين؟
So to monetize digital art.
Goofy and Pluto.
I really want to explore that, but that's going to get us canceled, homie. So let's not.
Yeah.
Let's not.
That is an endless question that nobody has been able to answer since the beginning of Disney
No,
cartoons.
trust me. I got a solution for that question. But
I have,
It's not a solution.
Oh
It's
wow!
an answer.
Wow!
I have another question similar to that.
Go ahead.
Why does Donald Duck walk around not wearing pants, but when he steps out of the shower, he has a towel?
True.
Because he's wet, homie. He's wet.
He's wet from the waist down.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's not wearing pants and Mickey's not wearing a shirt. What's happening there?
Yo.
Monetizing digital art.
Monetize-
That's called, okay. That's called NFTs. You should do it. Good luck.
It's a long conversation that we have actually an expert in that field that we'll bring him on the podcast later on.
Yeah.
And we'll have that conversation better. So we'll save that for later. But there was another one somewhere around here where I was like, hold up. Something that's
Digital art is a labor of love.
good. Oh.
People should be paid for that.
Are you a giver or a
NFTs.
taker? Next question. Are you a giver or a taker?
Depends.
Such a giver. I'm such a giver, Adil. You know that?
Yeah.
No.
Like, I give so much, bro.
Yeah. I don't know nothing, son.
I give
I don't know
so
nothing,
much,
son.
homie.
No.
You know?
No. You see, Champs, you give a lot, but you take all the energy away too.
That's a by-
Shut the fuck
That's a
up.
byproduct, though, right? That's a byproduct of all the giving.
Yes, I gave you so much. Took that energy.
Like, that's what you get, homie.
Oh my god.
You want?
Bye.
Come, I would give.
Answer that question.
You know what?
Oh my
I think
god.
Turks is also a giver. You're also a
What?
giver as well. We're all givers. here.
Yeah.
Number one is a taker, though.
Nah.
Take
Yeah.
what?
Yes.
Nah.
Let's explore this. What do I take? Your
People's-
energy from my dad jokes, maybe?
My patience all the time. My hope in humanity often.
Lost.
You know. What else?
You take his breath away.
I mean, once or twice. I'm not gonna lie.
Labor of love.
Once or twice. Honestly, a few times he knocked the wind out of me.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen.
I was left
Episode
speechless.
146.
Yeah.
It finally came out.
Yeah.
Ooh.
15 men on a trip didn't work.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
But one man cannot.
Fuck's
Champs, whatever happened to you boys that you went, camping with.
See that?
I saw that. I don't
Yeah.
care. I'm talking to you here.
You know,
Those 10 men that stretched you out. Was
they're-
it 10 or 15?
They're around. They're 15.
They're 15.
We were stretching out together.
Oh, I bet. But you were the main meal.
They're around.
Anyway, so they're around.
I was actually in the southwest quarter of the stretch out.
Oh, that's what they're calling it right now. That's what the kids call it.
That's your territory.
Southwest.
Someone get a shovel real quick, right? This bitch. Let Shamsi keep going down.
Bury him even more.
Thank you everybody for joining us. We appreciate y'all. We apologize.
Have a football match to keep watching.
It's Ramadan though.
Yeah.
This is us holding back at Ramadan. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, shout out to everybody. We appreciate you for being here. We'll see you next episode. Anything else?
We out.
Thank you, listener number one, for being
My
here.
pleasure as always.
We appreciate it. Shamsi hasn't been here for the last 30 minutes. So
Peaches.
Yeah. Pieces.
Peaches.
Turks.
Peace.
See you next episode. We are out.